for you, it's been what you've done for, your whole adult life. It must have
Yeah.
been a tough year, kind of hanging at home. And how did you, what did you record? How did you keep yourself, in the right mindset for the past
Well,
year and a half?
like especially early on when there was just like no information and it was just lockdown city, just stay home. I mean, I really did allow myself to relax for the first time in a long
Hmm.
time. I mean, I always say, we make a good middle class living being musicians. There's nothing, too glamorous. It's not the 80s or the early 90s for us. It's definitely a blue collar lifestyle that we lead. But I allowed myself to have some time off early on before I started to let that kind of what's the best way to put it? That you feel like you should be productive, like
Yeah.
you need to be doing something constantly, and I just had to sit down and talk myself into just saying, you know what, it's okay. This is a once in a lifetime thing that's going on, and it's okay if you played 2 hours of video games. Yeah, other than that, I mean, we didn't do much as a band, recording wise. We had just put a new record out, so we weren't really planning on writing anything anytime soon. Really, we put a new record out late 2019. um that's it. The only thing we did band wise for the last year and a half, we put out a 5-song acoustic EP. That was took us a weekend to do. Two of the guys flew out here to do that. They live in Nashville. And then early this year, we had our fifth record called Killing Time turned 10, and
Hmm.
we did a live stream for that. So me and Chris, who live out here in California, flew to Nashville, recorded that, and put that out as a live stream. So, uh, you know, podcasting was something that I did pretty early on in the pandemic that took up some time and kept me sane. Recently, I started a radio show on Spotify. I took up running because the gym was closed, so I've been
Hmm.
running a couple of 5Ks a week. I mean, I really, as a musician, going back to that whole blue collar mentality, like I really do take free time as a part of my payment. Like I
Right.
don't have to work a 9 to 5, thankfully. Like I've dedicated so much of my life to being a musician, and it really sucked having that taken away from me.
Yeah.
For it wasn't like I quit or got fired or anything like that. It was just something that none of us could do. So um yeah, I mean, it was difficult mentally in some cases, especially financially, not being able to like earn money. So we all made it last, but I just kind of valued time. I valued every day as much as I could, and knew that this was like a once in a lifetime experience to just be. I want to say I just chilled. I definitely was productive because
Right.
me and my drummer have a coffee roasting company, so that took up a lot of time this year because we were finally able to dedicate a lot of time to it because we weren't on the road. So
Right.
we roast coffee together, and we kind of just did a bunch of projects. Came across a couple of different cafes that needed to that wound up using our coffee. So that kind of took up a little bit more time, but at the end of the day, I allowed myself to chill when I needed to.
What is it about rhythm sections and coffee, man? I'm a coffeeholic. Charlie Benante, when he was on my show, we talked
Mhm.
about coffee. It's like there's a thing.